Good morning and welcome to BHF Radio on this beautiful sunny day. Well, it is nice and sunny here in London. I'm Bhavini Makwana, and with me as always I have...
Boris, how is everyone doing today?
How are you all on this beautiful day? It's Saturday the 24th of April. Oh my God, can you believe next week we'll be into May. This year is flying, it definitely is. Today we will be speaking to the one and only Honey Kalaria, who is known for being the Bollywood Ambassador to the UK. A fantastic career, and is still leading in dance, in acting, in singing. She's done a whole host of things, so we'll be speaking to her and finding out more about all of this, working with celebrities, but also embarking on a health and well-being journey. So we'll be joined by her very shortly. For those that may not have heard, on the 22nd of April, which was Thursday, Shravan Rathod, formerly known from the Nadeem Shravan, Bollywood composer, sadly lost his life at the age of 66 due to the coronavirus. So our heartfelt thoughts and sympathies with his family at this very, very sad time. We will be playing a number of his songs throughout our show, and we will be starting off with the song from Ek Dil Hai from the film Ek Rishte.
तुझे प्यार से देखने वाला, तुझे अपना समझने वाला, एक दिल है, एक दिल है, एक दिल ही तो है। मेरा दिल है, मेरा दिल है, मेरा दिल ही तो है।
सबको मैं आज दिल भर छोड़ के आई, रस्मों के कसमों के सारे बंधन तोड़ के आई।
देखो मैं तो देखो सोने यार को जब पल के उठाऊं, जिंदगी बना के मेरी जान को मैं सांसों में बसाऊं।
इश्क में डूबने वाला, तुझे हर पल ढूंढने वाला, एक दिल है, एक दिल है, एक दिल ही तो है। मेरा दिल है, मेरा दिल है, मेरा दिल ही तो है।
आजा तेरी सुनी सुनी मांग को मैं तारों से भर दूं, सजनी दीवानी सारी उम्र अब मैं तेरे नाम कर दूं।
सारी दुनिया को मैं तो भूल बैठी बाहों में आके, ऐसा लगा सब कुछ पा लिया है तेरा प्यार पाके।
तेरे ख्वाब सजाने वाला, तेरी दुनिया बसाने वाला एक दिल है, एक दिल है, एक दिल ही तो है। मेरा दिल है, मेरा दिल है, हाँ दिल ही तो है।
तुझे प्यार से देखने वाला,
तुझे अपना समझने वाला
एक दिल है,
एक दिल है,
एक दिल ही तो है।
मेरा दिल है,
मेरा दिल है,
हाँ दिल ही तो है। एक दिल है, मेरा दिल है, हाँ दिल ही तो है।
That was Ek Dil Hai from the film Ek Rishta. And as I mentioned before, we are playing a few of Nadim Shravan's songs as he sadly did lose his life to COVID-19 on the 22nd of April. We are joined by the one and only Honey Kalaria today, and before we bring her on her air and welcome her, if you do want to get in touch, ask any questions, you can always email in Bhavini at bhfradio.org.uk, or by downloading the BHF Radio app. If you go into dedications, you can put your messages directly in there. So we look forward to any questions you may have. But without further ado, I do want to welcome Honey. Good morning, Honey.
Oh, good morning, dear Bhavini. You're doing an amazing job. I love what you're doing, and I love the music.
Oh, thank you. How are you this morning?
Very well. Very enjoying the British summer now because
Yes.
it's nice, lovely, hot weather coming through,
Yeah.
and I think it's about time we enjoyed a little bit more of the bright weather.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So, Honey, before we get started, I don't think there'll be many people, but in case there are our younger listeners, or for those that may not know who Honey Kalaria is, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, if I could summarize it, it would be more the fact that I'm a dance expert. And I've always been working within the field of dance and performing arts. And my work has been to transform lives, through the work I do. It could be by helping to run dance classes, workshops, master classes, or help to set up dance schools for dance teachers. Or it could be even doing projects on television, film, and other professional, events, etc. So mainly my contribution is through performing arts, art and creativity.
Wow, what a variety.
It's all exciting because working in the field of dance, you get a chance to do so many things because it's connected to health and fitness, it's connected to creativity, or it could be also connected to talent development. So I get a chance to work with different groups of people for different things. And then it also includes anything we do in terms of entertainment, events, festivals. There's always dance involved, which is, brilliant and very beautiful. So I get a chance to work on many projects with very interesting people, interesting causes. It could be charitable causes, it could be commercial projects, or it could be even working and performing for the royal family, for example. So the range is massive, and I love it because I think it's a passion for me, and you get the chance to earn from it as well, which is brilliant.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you. So your intro into Bollywood, your passion for dance, where did it all begin?
Well, I should really say a very big thank you to my mom, because I consider my mom as my first guru when it comes to dance. As you know, many years ago, dancing wasn't really considered as something that, young ladies or young girls were allowed to really go and perform and things like that. But my mom used to always love dancing. She always loved music, dance, and she was quite a creative and artistic person. So when I was born and I was about 4 years old, she taught me my first dance. And it was actually a competition. It was a Diwali competition. And I went on stage and I came back with first prize. And that was amazing, because as a little tiny tot, when people come up to me and said, when they come up to you, they would say things like, oh, that was so beautiful, you're fantastic, you looked amazing. They give you these wonderful compliments. So as a little child, I think that passion in dance just grew. I thought, oh, yeah, I like this. So I started doing more dancing, and my mom continued helping me, through my teenage years, to teach me, to support me, to encourage me. And I think that also taught me that you should always encourage young children if they've got any kind of artistic talent or creative talent. You should always support them, encourage them, because you don't know how they can blossom, by that encouragement they get. So, yeah, that's how my dance journey started. But since then, it was really interesting and very exciting, because by the time I was 13 or 14 years old, I was performing I was performing here on stage. I was traveling to different countries like Norway and Spain and places like that, doing shows in the weekends. And by the time I was 16, it was amazing. I was teaching Bollywood stars. I was choreographing Bollywood concerts here in this country, in the UK.
At the age of 16, wow.
Yes, 16 was my first year. And it was also very interestingly done, because I used to say about 3-4 years before, I used to tell my mum, you wait and see, I'm going to be working with these Bollywood stars one day. And my mum would just laugh and say, yes, it's a dream of every little girl, to work with Bollywood stars. And I'll meet them. And I said, oh, no, I'm not going to meet them. I'm actually going to work with them. You wait and see. And it was like so sure as a little girl, that in my head that I'm going to be working with them, that when I did actually work and got my first phone call from the promoter that would you like to come on board and choreograph this concert, my mum her jaw just dropped and said, oh my God, you used to speak about this, and it actually happened. So it was fun. It's fun.
Who was that working with? Who were your first sort of celebs that you started working with?
Govinda was my first actor that I worked with. At that time, there was all other actors like Chunky Pandey and Amrita Singh, and all these different actors were there at the time. Even people like Vinod Khanna, Sangeeta Bijlani. There were all these kinds of actors at that time who were doing lots of movies. So I've been able to, get a chance and an opportunity and be blessed to start working with some of these celebrities from a very young age. And then, of course, it continued to even recent times.
Yeah.
But it was wonderful. It's amazing where the universe takes you, from a little tiny girl who's a 4-year-old who just gets supported by the parents.
And you actually saying from 3 years before that I'm going to be doing this, the positive thinking and believing in yourself actually led you to, pursuing your dreams.
Yes, absolutely. I should say a very big thank you to my dad for that, because when I was 13 years old, I got my first book from my dad, like a gift, like a birthday gift. It was a birthday present. And it was called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And there was another one, Think and Grow Rich. So one was by Napoleon Hill, and the other one was by Dale Carnegie. And both of them were amazing personal development books, really famous as well and very popular even now. And luckily, I would feed my mind with these kinds of books. So it did help definitely to help me to be positive in my life and optimistic always.
That's great. And so you started your career in Bollywood dancing, but what else did that lead you, what other industries did that lead you into?
Well, because of course, once you become a dance performer, my education was very different to my dancing, because my education, I had accounts and finance background, and then my master's degree was in public relations. So I also had a chance to work in the media quite a lot, doing television work, radio presenting work, as well as perform, act in movies, choreograph for films and things. So, there was like a variety of things I was doing in terms of utilizing my talents, but doing a variety of work. But, it did lead me to set up my dance school, of course, the Honey's Dance Academy, which was very well established here in the UK. We had about 20 centres running all over the UK, up to Leicester.
Okay.
And we had at one time I had about 1,800 students coming to learn dance every week.
Wow.
So which was really amazing, because I just feel so blessed that over my lifetime I must have taught over 500,000 students dance, through workshops, through teaching dance classes, so many different projects that I've been involved in. So it's been a really interesting journey. And then as I explored more things, more opportunities would open up for me. And I started doing work as a Bollywood Ambassador to the UK. Mm-hmm. And working as a Bollywood Ambassador to the UK was a title that the media gave me. And it was mainly because I was doing a lot of East-West work, East-West fusion work, or East-West bringing two cultures together through dance and creativity. So it was a great way to build relationships, to teach and educate other people about Indian art and culture. So I became a bit of a teacher, a lecturer, a special guest speaker. So I would go into universities and various other places to talk about Indian art and culture. So actually, from learning dance, performing dance, teaching dance, and also working on dance projects, it started taking me off to do TV shows and radio shows and other things as well. So it's been really, again, very varied. And along the way, it was amazing, because I had a chance to work for, with charities, so many different charities.
Yeah.
So you get to learn about different people, different markets, what people are doing, what kind of issues people are going through that you can support. So I ended up working with many, many different charities. And one of them I became an ambassador of as well. It is not a charity, actually. It was an organization, which was Duke of Edinburgh Award. So I became an ambassador for them. And then I started working with the youth a lot. I would get involved in education, supporting dance and creative development in children and young people. And I loved it, because that was one of my favorite things, connecting with the youth and passing on my knowledge and mentoring young people.
Yeah.
So that led me to do a lot of work with the royal families, like going on to St. James Palace, Buckingham Palace, Windsor Castle, to give speeches, to give awards and present awards and things. So from dance, it led me to do many, many other interesting things, becoming a brand ambassador for Diabetes UK, for example, and educating people about them as well. All sorts of things. Life has been quite interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think where we first met is when my older daughter won a scholarship and she started attending your dance academy. And you've mentioned about the charitable work, and twice and many times actually you've supported with the charity fundraising events that I've organised. You've helped direct a play that we constructed at a charity event. You gave up your time and supported us. And none of us had any acting experience. We were complete amateurs. And the cast, we had a few, majority of us were blind and partially sighted, a couple of sighted people. But, each week, that whole year, every weekend, we'll come together and you'd help support us in acting. And you mentioned radio, actually. So, I listened to your show, and that's where I came on many, many times, where you'd come and interview me to raise awareness of certain things. So, absolutely. One thing I do want to mention is about your song, and we are going to go to our next track, and it's the one from you, Honey. It's Unite Us.
Oh, no way! nice. I can't believe that. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's one of my favorites.
Oh,
Here it is.
Please go ahead. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, and thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
That was Unite Us by the one and only Honey Kalaria. Honey, where did that inspiration for that song come from?
Oh, well, yes. I mean, that's a very special song, actually. I was in India. I went along for my meditation because I'm always quite interested in spiritual growth as well. So I used to travel quite regularly to India. But when I used to sit down to meditate, especially for 8 days at a time sometimes, I would get really inspired to be creative. And this particular song was one song that came through, I would say, through inspiration, because I was meditating and suddenly I got this idea, these songs, the words started coming through. So I just wrote them down on a piece of paper, like a rough piece of paper. And later that rough piece of paper became this song. And then it became amazingly, popular amongst, the different faith groups. Because it was actually to unite people. It was like the song was created to just spread a message to people, saying that we're really one, and we only have one universal God, let's call it, the life force that looks after all of us. That we are children of God. Every single one of us are children of one God, and it doesn't matter which path you take. What's most important is to follow the religion of humanity. And to just become better human beings, which is the most important thing. So that was the actual message. So so it was wonderful, and you were part of this.
Yes.
And before this song, you were also talking about the plays and things that we were working on. Yeah. I have to say, to your audience members, that really you are also a very, very creative person yourself. You write plays, you direct plays, and you've done such amazing work. Because when I ended up working with yourself, I realized that wonderful talent that came through you. As a leader, as a creative, as an expert, and how you put the whole team together of people who are even partially blind or fully blind to go on stage, to dance, to act. It's amazing. I thought it was beautiful. And you also have equally very talented daughters who dance as well, so which is really beautiful. You passed on your talents to them now.
Thank you. We must do another play. We must do another event soon. Honey, so you've had such a variety of fields that you've worked in: dancing, singing, acting. What has been your most memorable?
Yes, I mean, memorable side, I have to say, it varies on my mood because, everything I've done in my life, I've really, really enjoyed. I've really enjoyed doing things because sometimes it's working with just young children. It could be just with the communities. Sometimes it's working with charities, and sometimes it's working with professionals. And all three areas that I've been working on, I have had beautiful memories of in every area of my life. And sometimes what happens is the little memories that I have is things like even how my mom has supported my work. For example, we would stay awake at night doing my costumes ready for the next day. I remember dropping dance students off to their homes, making sure they're safe, because every time we would do shows, and those moments, we would treasure because we would spend time talking, connecting with the young children, with the young students, learning about them, seeing them grow up, because some of these students were with me for 10, 12 years. So I saw them from little tiny tots, like 10-year-olds, to young adults, growing up to become then pharmacists and doctors and lawyers. So I loved seeing and being part of this journey of people, and being able to see that I was involved in shaping those wonderful personalities through the world of dance. And I think that's really, really rewarding, because sometimes this kind of work can become very hard. It's 7 days a week, and work is very, very haphazard. It's not like, you're doing a pop video every week. Sometimes you're doing a pop video, sometimes you're training students, sometimes you're taking part in a dance competition. There are so many different things that take place that it's not a 9-to-5 job. So when you work 7 days a week, quite long hours at times, physically as well, because you're teaching, etc. At that time, these are the moments that you would work for, because you would feel that it's all worth it. It's all worth it because there is an impact. There's some kind of transformation that's taking place in other people's lives.
Yes.
And it was wonderful, because these are the things I felt. These are lessons I've taken with me. Like how personal development is so important to pass on to young people, because it shapes their whole future, which then shapes society. So, and then it shapes your nation. So you don't realize the impact you're creating by helping a small group of people, because they go out there to become the role models. So those kind of things, I think, have brought me a lot of joy through my
Sounds
work.
very, very rewarding. It certainly does. Honey, you mentioned a couple of celebs and superstars earlier on. Who else have you worked with, and what has been like the one that really stands in your mind that you really thoroughly enjoyed? Or I guess you have many of those.
Well, it's been a very interesting journey when it comes to working with celebrities, because I've had a chance to work with Bollywood celebrities, which include people like Shah Rukh Khan, Hrithik Roshan, Amitabh Bachchan, Aishwarya Rai, Kareena Kapoor, Juhi Chawla, Saif Ali Khan.
Yeah.
There are Salman Khan, Govinda, as I mentioned. There are so many, celebrities I've had a chance to work with. And then when it comes to I would say the Western and the mainstream celebrities, have had a chance to work with people like Beyonce, Craig David, Gareth Gates, Lenny Henry, very, very well-established people, even met people like Jean-Claude Van Damme and people like that through my work. So very interesting stories there as well, and very fun and very rewarding. And then I've also been able to connect with amazing singers like Shan and Usha Uthap and Kumar Sanu, Udit Narayan, people who I've worked with again for concerts, stage shows, Kalyanji Anandji duo. So I feel that, I have very varied kind of celebrities that I've worked with through my work. And I think that the most important and the most memorable one for me, there was two different ones. Mm-hmm. One was when I was having lunch with Shah Rukh Khan. I just had a beautiful lunch with him. Yeah. It was just like two buddies sitting there, two friends, just talking and chatting away for an hour and a half, enjoying our lunch. And it was wonderful. And I remember us talking about doing a project together. So, it was a really nice, memorable moment at that time when we spoke. And then the second time I remember, which was a very memorable moment for me, is to see how audiences make the stars. It's not the stars who are stars, I sometimes feel. I feel it's the audience that makes the stars. So I had a chance to see this in Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. That was one of the film projects I worked on. I provided about 900 students and artists for that particular film through my company. That was really exciting, and it was hard work, but it was really fun. And in there, Hrithik Roshan, I saw everybody loved Hrithik Roshan, and I wondered, why does everybody love hanging out with Hrithik Roshan? And then I realized that every time anybody asks for photographs, he will say, look, at the end of the day, if you need a photo, just come to me and I'll, don't disturb my work. Yeah. But at the end, just come to me and I'll give you the photos. Anybody who was asking for autographs, again, the same thing. Anybody who wants to ask questions, or, the parents brings a little child to say, look, they really want to meet you. He would be there waiting for about 5-10 minutes to meet everybody, and then he would go. So what he did was he really built this beautiful relationship with people, and there's a lot of humility in him as well. And that's when I realized it was a lesson I learned, and it was a beautiful moment for me to see that it's not really the stars, it's the connection, it's the people that makes the stars.
We've just had a message come through from Lena. She remembers watching Bollywood Carmen live in the audience, and she just wants to say it was a fantastic production, and whenever she sees you, whether it's social media or in person, you're always looking glamorous. What's your secret?
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, first of all, Lena, thank you so much, and good morning to you. And yes, Bollywood Carmen was a fantastic, fun project for me to do, and it was a very nice multicultural project. So thank you for that. And how do I look this way? That's a really, thank you for the compliment. Actually, I don't really do much. I just meditate regularly. I stay happy all the time, because I feel that when there's tough things happening in life, you have to keep yourself always looking at optimistic things in life, looking at the positive things in life, so that you can enjoy life. And the third thing I always do is I use very natural things on my faces and things. I use the Ayurvedic moisturizers, or if I ever had face masks on my face, it would be all done out of maybe milk and honey and very natural things I would put on my face as face masks. So I think those are only 3 things I do: meditation regularly, staying happy all the time, and making sure I use very natural products on my face and things. But thank you for the compliment.
We're going to go to our next track, and then we're going to find out more and keep continuing our conversation with the lovely Honey. The next song is taken from the film Raja, and it's called Akhiyon That was Akhiyon from the film Raja. We are continuing the conversation with Honey. You are listening to me, Bhavini Makwana, on BHF Radio this Saturday morning. Honey, welcome back. To the final part of this interview, and it's gone so quick.
It has. Yeah, you're an amazing presenter, Bhavini. You're doing an amazing job, and it's been really thoroughly enjoyable talking to you. Really, in conversation with Bhavini has been my highlight this weekend. It's been fantastic.
Oh, thank you. You're too kind. Honey, you know, we've talked about a whole variety of different career paths dancing has led to, but along the way, you've won masses and masses amount of awards. Can you share some of them with us?
Well, I've had a range of these different awards from work that I've done. I've been blessed, to be just acknowledged, for the work I've done. And actually, the last year, I received the Best Dance and Performing Arts Coach Award. It was the Best Performing Arts and Dance Coach Award, Coach Award. Mm-hmm. And that was in 2020, just last year, with all this COVID happening. Then there have been other interesting things I've been involved in, where I've been invited to become an ambassador for the Commonwealth Business Entrepreneurs Club. And that's very good because it's connected to 54 countries around the world. Yeah. And my work is to, perhaps help people collaborate from different countries to work together. And because of my arts background, I normally promote more of the artistic projects and artistic businesses. And any businesses actually. Yeah. And then the third thing that has been happening recently was really interesting too. Is I became an ambassador for a publishing company. Mm-hmm. And they were really this is completely different but I love writing. I love poems. I love writing and creating. I've written books as well. I've been an author of the Bollywood Bible. Okay. I ended up becoming an ambassador for the publishing company. So if there's any talented people out there, which I think is almost everyone who has an amazing story. My job is to find talent and bring them forward and put them forward. And they end up writing a fantastic book about these people. They launch the books. They get their books distributed to all the bookshops and libraries worldwide, and also give them speaker engagements so they can promote their books and things. So it's a very interesting role that I'm playing there as well. Yeah. So it's like dance can take you to so many different areas. It doesn't mean that dance means you only are in a creative field. Dance helps you to open up opportunities in many other areas, like I've been given these opportunities. And recently, actually, I became a board member of the Global Business Investment Consortium. Okay. It's a multicultural organization with 5 board members. I'm one of them. And our aim is to just get investors and together with people who are having opportunities or offering opportunities. So you just introduce the 2 people together. Anybody who's got a business opportunity and anyone looking to invest in a business opportunity, we then help these people to come together through this organization. So I feel that, and along the way I also got a doctorate, as you know, the honorary doctorate, and that's the reason people say Dr. Honey Kalaria. Yeah. But it's not a medical doctor like some people think. So I just feel I'm blessed. I feel very blessed that God, and I think this one advice or one tip I would give to perhaps viewers out there is when things come in your life, like little opportunities come in your life, I see it as God is giving me an opportunity to grow, to evolve, to learn new things. So I just take those opportunities. And then when I do those opportunities, I end up having these kinds of, fantastic results from it.
Yeah, so, one opportunity can probably lead, well, in your case, definitely has led to many others.
Yes, I always say to people, even children, just get involved in charity shows, get involved in any wonderful opportunities that come your way, grow as an individual, because these are very, very precious things that come in your life, and it's you're blessed with these kinds of opportunities. So I feel personally that my life for 2020, which has been actually terrible for all of us globally because of this COVID pandemic, I think it's been terrible, and I know I've heard very sad news for so many people, but I've tried to stay positive. I've tried to do work from home. I've tried to stay online and get involved in Zoom events and things. So for me, I've these new opportunities continues to open up even during the COVID times.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about so much of your performing arts journey, but you're also a big advocate for health and well-being. Tell us very briefly about what you do in this area.
Well, yes, health and fitness is very strongly related to dance because, of course, dance and movement always makes you more active, it makes you more healthier, strengthens you, tones you, and, of course, keeps you fit. But I also include meditation as one of those areas because I include meditation as part of my physical dance teachings. Mm-hmm. And the reason I do that is because I believe a person has to enjoy wellness on all levels, mind, body, and soul. So mind is always personal development, like feed your mind with positive things. Body is be creative, get involved in activities that you enjoy. Doesn't have to be dance, it could be any other creative activity. And a third thing is, of course, the soul. The soul is where the meditation helps, because the meditation helps you to become more, develop more clarity in your mind. It helps you to become healthier because it releases a lot of stress, which is, I would say, a very, very, that's what leads to so many illnesses, stress does. So if you can remove that stress every single day, like a pressure cooker, you find that you will remain calm, peaceful, happy within yourself rather than getting frustrated and agitated. And, this is what a lot of people do nowadays. And there's, I think the mind, body, soul is a very big thing for me in my life. Yeah. I believe that you need all three of that to become healthier and wealthier.
Yeah.
Because by having, being happier, being able to use your body more physically, you'll be able to do better work. By being happy, you'll have more harmonious relationships with others. And by having that spiritual connection to the higher energies or life force, as we say, you will find that you keep getting these blessings. Yeah. You get guidance from the higher above, the God, as we would say, the higher energies. So you can keep following your purpose in life. So the health, wellness is a very big part of my work, and I think every person out there should, take up a bit of meditation and bring out their creativity in some shape or form, whether it's singing, writing, dancing, and personal development. Definitely, I would leave with read books, share knowledge, learn from good, positive things, and add this into your life. Make this part of your character, make it part of who you are, so that as time moves on, we evolve as a human being.
Honey, it's International Dance Day on Thursday, the 29th of April. Have you got any plans on how you'll be celebrating? What are you doing?
Oh, yes, of course. We mustn't miss out on our International World Dance Day, I call it, the World Dance Day. Yeah, thank you for asking. If there are listeners out there who wish to come in and celebrate, I'm actually involved in two events. One is taking place on 29th of April, which is Thursday, and it's from 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a free event, which is being held by the it's a wellness organization. And it's about how to be healthy and happy through dance. It'll be great for dancers or people who love dance. All you have to do is go to Eventbrite and look for Honey on 29th of April. And you'll find Honey Kalaria is doing this, being happy and healthy through dance.
Okay.
Happiness and wellness through dance. And the second thing is we are doing Healing Our Earth. I'm a host for Healing Our Earth. Yeah. I'm also a program director for the organization. We are organizing an event which is like a dance festival online. And that's taking place on Sunday, 2nd of May, from 2 o'clock in the afternoon to 7 o'clock in the evening. And you will get a chance to meet the most amazing dance experts from the world. They're coming from Belgium, I would say New York, Washington, Singapore, Malaysia, India, all over the place, all over the world. on this platform, and I'm of course hosting the program there as well and organizing it. So please do come and celebrate World Dance Day, and you as well, Bhavini, you're welcome and to come and join us.
Thank you so much, Honey. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on BHF Radio this morning. It's been very insightful, and I really do wish you all the best in your future endeavours. If people listening want to find out more and get involved and support or just take part in some of the things you're doing, where can people find you on social media?
Oh, thank you for asking. Yes, well, of course, my website is there because you'll find everything there, which is honeykalariaofficial.com.
Okay.
So it's just got honeykalariaofficial.com. And if it was Facebook, then of course you can find me on Honey Kalaria Official. So if you find Honey Kalaria Official, you can find me there, or Honey Kalaria Official 2. Because I've got 2 Facebooks, so come and join me on either one of them, because it was getting big. The family was getting quite large in the first one, so I just started a second one.
Yeah.
Just before finishing off, if I had a minute, just to let you know, recently I've started coaching dance teachers.
Okay.
So I've set up a Facebook group called World Class Dance Teachers, Trainers and Instructors. So if anybody wants to come and join that particular group, please come and visit me and join the group, and you will get a chance to get lots of tips on how to increase your students, how to build your brand if you're a dance teacher, as well as how to perhaps attract more opportunities in your business, in your dance business.
Thank you so much. There, you've heard it straight from Honey. Anything you want to get involved with, please visit the website or the Facebook page, Honey Kalaria Official. Thank you so much, Honey. It's been wonderful chatting to you this morning. We are going to leave with the next track. Quite fitting for what we're talking about today is Aja Nachale Nachale from the film Aja Nachale, and here it is.
Oh, thank you very much.
And there you heard Aaja Nachale from the film Aaja Nachale. I did mention we're saying goodbye to Honey, but Honey is still with us. She wants to share one final message with our listeners. Honey, over to you.
Oh, thank you. I just wanted to say a very big congratulations, of course, to BHF Radio for the wonderful work you're doing. And Bhavini, I just wanted to honor you. I feel honored to be here talking to you with such an amazing, talented lady. So keep up the great work as a presenter, Bhavini, and as a woman, as a very multi-talented woman that you are. Thank you again. Last time, I just wanted to say a very big thank you to the audience members out there. Love and light to all of you, and enjoy your day and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you so much, Honey, and the same to you as well. Enjoy your weekend. It is a beautiful day, and thank you for listening to BHF Radio and to me, Bhavini Makwana, this morning on BHF Radio. I will be back on air next Saturday at the same time of 10 a.m. So whatever you are doing this weekend and in the coming week, keep safe, keep social distance, hand sanitize, and most of all, if you are going out and about, then just maintain the guidelines. We're leaving you with our final track for the show today, Dheere Dheere Se Zindagi Mein Aana from the film Aashiki. So goodbye, God bless, keep safe, and speak to you all next week.
धीरे धीरे से मेरी जिंदगी में आना, धीरे धीरे से दिल को चुराना, तुमसे प्यार हमें है कितना जाने जाना, तुमसे मिलकर तुमको है बताना। बन गए